me. Feed me more. Feed me more. The Ryback Show starts now. Welcome to the Ryback Show. I'm your host, the big guy Ryback. Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen. We are streaming live on TikTok and Instagram, the big guy Ryback 22. Thank you for all the love and support. I'll try to get to a question or two on TikTok today on there, guys. Thank you for all the likes and sharing this show on TikTok and the gifts, the diamonds. Greatly appreciated throughout the show. We are available on Ryback TV here on YouTube, Twitch at Ryback Rules, and Twitter at Ryback, at X, at Ryback, at X Spaces, at Ryback, the People's Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Health, fitness, supplementation, sports, pro wrestling, MMA, and anything and everything in between. This show's available on all podcast platforms. iTunes reviews are greatly appreciated. We got another one in yesterday. Let's keep them coming, guys. Let's get those reviews in. If you haven't left one on iTunes yet, please just take a moment, leave a star rating, write a quick little review. If you get some enjoyment out of this show, some entertainment or some information in one way or the other, it really helps us out on the audio platform. This show is brought to you by Feed Me More Nutrition, my premium supplement line sweetened with stevia and monk fruit, no harmful artificial sweeteners or colors for all people, men and women, he, she, and thee. Feedmemore.com. Save 15% by signing up for my email and text message massive savings program right now, guys. All you do is sign up for that. You get one email on Wednesday, one text message on Thursday if you sign up for both, with huge discounts not made available anywhere else for any of our customers on any of our marketing programs. It is our huge loyal returning program, guys, for our loyal returners. Huge number of you guys that come back month after month. And that's my way of saying thank you and taking care of my fan base with that. You also get a free premium shaker bottle right now and Finish It BCAA electrolyte raspberry lemonade tub of it, guys. 30 servings, free shaker, free BCAA electrolyte matrix, a $65 value. Yours free right now. You can tack on that 15% with it. Get the Ryback merch, the hats, the drinkware, the workout accessories, and the best supplements on the planet. Feedmemore.com. If you like heat and you want to test your mental toughness, if you think you can handle the heat, check out my Ryback Pepper Slam Chug Challenge, available on leagueoffire.com. Guys, I've got a box of these. I'm going to actually send some out. Shawnee gave me a really good idea to some TikTok influencers that think they can handle the heat. We're going to see how many of these bad boys, the Ryback Pepper Slam Chug Challenges, they could chug. But if you want to test it out for yourself, leagueoffire.com. All righty then. Also got my Ryback new action figure coming out for pre-sale, the Ryback debut Terminator singlet. Never before done. First time, limited edition, 1,500 of them coming out. Check out Zombie Sailor Toys on IG. Guys, give him a follow. I will be announcing that pre-sale date. You will be purchasing it through him. He does incredible figures. You've heard Shawnee talk about it. Does a lot of work with the Major Pod, guys, and it is it's going to be a really cool thing. And I think it's the beginning of one of many with him. What's up? Good to see everybody in here today. Happy to see all of you. Welcome everybody on TikTok. Nope. Unlimited Energy is the mango candy TikTok, and the pink lemonade is what we have in stock on the Wake Up Unlimited Energy. Good to see all of you guys. Yes, here. Yeah, we will be doing more flavors, hopefully sooner rather than later. There's a lot of really cool things going on, and I anticipate being able to grow even further here in the upcoming year ahead with everything. But right now we have 13 different supplements, multiple flavors on a few of the products on that, guys. And we are kicking ass, and I anticipate we're going to be kicking a lot more ass as we continue to grow. Thank you, guys. We're going to go ahead and shell shock Sean White out of here. Sean is a dirt sheet. Lets dirt sheets influence him. Thank you for playing, Sean. Go make another account, buddy. Ha ha ha. shell shocked. Let's get going here, guys. If you guys want to call into the show, X Spaces, guys, X Spaces. If you want to call in the People's Podcast here, anything on your mind. Let's get going. YR, let's see what you got going on today. Good to see the big sausage in the house. We're going to have to get the big sausage on. YR, are you there?
Hey, Ryback. Can you hear me good?
I can hear you. What's going on?
Very good. I wanted to ask you a question or more of your opinion that no one has asked you on this show before.
All right, let's hear it.
It's good. It's good. I've obviously, and much like others, maybe like Shawnee and others, have been wrestling fans all our lives. You know what I mean? Watched it for years. But I've seen in the last maybe 5 years, 8 years or so, in the YouTube wrestling community, the internet wrestling community, there's a lot of people with autism.
Okay.
Do you see that? Do you see that commonly? And what is your opinion on that? I'm not saying it's a problem, but it's something that, you know, they get, and other people do too, but I feel like these type of people get easily duped or manipulated from dirt sheets or, you know, rumors and stuff. But it is a thing I see much more in pro wrestling communities in any other sport is, you know, this autism spectrum.
Bro, I have no comment on that, bro. I have no idea, brother.
Okay, well, you know, it's fine. I'm just, you know, wanted to throw that out there, but it's sometimes you might, not you individually, but just people online might run into issues, you know, arguments, opinions on wrestling, and you know, it's a thing nowadays, the autism spectrum. You know, there's different levels to it, understanding it, but I have a lot of compassion for people like that and just individuals, you know, in general. But it is a thing I do see, and it's all good. And
I see a lot of. I think it's just in general, though. I think I don't know per se. I don't have a lot of experience around that or anything with it, and I have no opinion of it. Like, I think people are just in general, though. There's a lot of good people out there and a lot of bad people. I think in general, and just people like online and arguing over wrestling. I think, but it's not just wrestling; it's over everything. You could post a picture you could post a picture of a nice little Frenchie, and the Frenchie's running around playing, and you're going to have a big group of people, and they're saying that you're neglecting the dog, and they're gonna end up, you know, hurt, and you're a horrible dog daddy or dog mommy. Like, people legit, like, you can post a picture of a rainbow, and somebody's going to have a problem with the picture of the rainbow. Like, why aren't there more pictures?
Yeah, like you said, real quick, because I want to hear Shawnee. You know, I'm waiting on Shawnee because that's kind of like my cup of coffee for every morning. You and Shawnee.
Oh, thank you.
Going for the day. Yeah, great. I love you two guys. But it's a thing you say before, like, people like that are so miserable in their lives, so their life is horrible. They just want to be negative and hate on other people, whether they, you know, seeing them having a good time and everything.
Yeah.
And I take your advice on the whole, when you take breaks on social media, when you delete the Twitter or whatever for your weekend or whatever you do, that works. It's nice.
Go touch grass, go live life, go out, go do something nice for the weekend. I'm telling you. But in general, you'll learn to use social media better, because when we engage with that too much, we're literally then living their life, whether we're trying to argue with them or like, the conversations on it just get like, I'd rather just talk about good. Like, we have somebody, like, we could talk about good things, or we could engage with them and talk about why they're so miserable. It's never ending, you know?
Yeah, I like to go out to, I mean, I had my share of going out to wrestling matches, but recently this last year, I've been going to a lot of concerts.
Yep.
You know, Metallica, a lot of tribute bands. It's so much fun, man.
Oh, I agree.
But I just want to wish you a great day and have positivity to the Rybackers out there. And Shawnee, looking forward to listening to you this morning, guys. Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. And I think too, it's just being around other people, man. And it's like, you know, I do these TikTok lives at night, and I made last night, made some really nice connections with people, really good people out there. And you see the good that exists. And I said that last night, and I'm going to say it again. We're going to get Shawnee on because he sees it and saw it. There's a lot of really good people out there and good-hearted people. There's also a lot of unhappy people and people that are just want They want to complain and be heard, and they're unhappy, and they want to make other people unhappy, and they want to see success and happiness taken away from as many people as they can. This is why the best thing we could do to these people is we don't, if we just spend our time, there's a never-ending factory line. Unfortunately, there's 8-9 billion people on this planet. We don't need any more. We don't, because it's going downhill with this mindset has allowed social media for these people to find each other, and it's become the norm in many ways, but it's really not in real life. It's just a social media thing with it, because in the real, a lot of these people hide from the real world anyways. So it's like I meet nothing but great, positive, happy people in the real world. I do my TikTok lives. I meet great, happy, positive people, even people that are down. Met nice homeless guy last night, nicest guy in the world. Had a great conversation with everything. Didn't seem to be hateful, and didn't have a hateful bone in him. Not to say that he couldn't be, but it was pleasant. But a lot of these people that spread this hate and negativity, if you ever notice, this is why I called them out here and want you guys to see this. They very rarely will actually engage and try to have an actual conversation. The very few that do, most often or not, they will not be on video, and and then the other ones will usually just yell, and they're not actually interested in any conversation. They just want to push out that hate and negativity. So this is why it's block, move on with me, because I'm doing too many good things, man. But I'd rather talk to good people than sit there and waste my time. Like, I don't even care about converting that bad person. I just rather would go, there's so many more good. I just rather just focus on that, because it's like, it's a never ending, like, you guys hear it all the time with the wrestling. How many times do I, tell the story, this, and it's just like very repetitive on it. Like, it's never ending, right? With it. And that's the same thing. It's never ending. So we could spend all day doing that with them, and they're not gonna change. Or the ones that do, that they come around on their own, great eventually. But like, I'm not interested in spending my life devoted to try to help get their minds on the right track. With that, let's get the big sausage. Big Shawnee in the house.
What's up, big guy? Happy Friday, man.
Happy Friday. How are you today?
Good, man. Good. It was one of those days where you wake up and you're just like, my allergies and shit, like, not every day's a happy day, unfortunately. I wish it was,
You get the allergies real bad?
Yeah, man, I get out when the seasons change. Oh my God, I get it so bad, bro. I get post nasal drip so bad since I'm young. Like, even when I was playing baseball, I had to like literally like take like the highest dose of like Zyrtec or because I'm allergic to grass. Like, they did, you ever take that thing like that they roll on your skin and they show what you're allergic to? Like, you get a reaction to it.
I know what you're talking about. I don't remember when I've had that done, or if it's been a long time ago, but.
So they rolled it over me, right? And normally it's like a couple things. I was allergic to like dust, like grass, like pollen, like all this shit. And I'm like, oh my God, like that's why if you ever hear me, like, I'm always like nasally because of that, because I have post nasal drip. And when I sleep, big guy, even if I sleep on my side, it goes to my stomach. So, like, if I miss a night of medicine or something, I wake up and my stomach is killing me, because, like, it's just not natural to have that much. Like, it goes straight from your nose into your stomach, and your stomach doesn't deal with that well. So I wake up and I literally feel like some mornings I throw up, because it's just too much mucus in my stomach. Not to be gross, guys, but I'm just trying to explain to you like how bad it could be.
Yeah, no, that sounds. That sounds miserable, man.
Yeah, we need a we need a Ryback version of Zyrtec or something.
Bro, aren't those nose sprays too are addicting, aren't they?
So I don't do the nose sprays. Yes, they are. I don't do the nose sprays. The nose sprays actually work the best. So there's one that I used to take, Nasonex. Nasonex was the best.
Yeah.
But like you said, you feel like an uppity from it, like after you take it. And then you start getting your nose starts getting used to it.
Yeah.
So if your nose doesn't have it, then you start getting it worse. It's weird. It's strange, actually.
Yeah, before I got my nose fixed after I got my nose fixed after WWE, I couldn't breathe through my nose my whole career.
Oh, that's right. You had the deviated septum,
and
right?
they had to fix my bridge. They had to like break the straighten my nose because it was crooked from got broke one time many years ago in wrestling, and I never got it fixed. So I couldn't breathe my entire career through my nose. I was a mouth breather the entire time. I couldn't even. I would try to use nasal spray, and it wouldn't do anything. My nose was so jacked up.
Holy
brother,
crap.
I don't know how I got through it. Like before dude, and luckily I got on the CPAP machine in like 2013 or 14, 2013, I think. And but before that, I was sleeping with heavy sleep apnea, and I couldn't breathe through my nose with it. So I was just like, thank God I got switched over. That was so unhealthy with it, like not getting my nose fixed. And I got that my first year in WWE. I'm like, they didn't have nobody told me to get it fixed, and I didn't know. I never, like, I was just used to it. Like I was just did extra cardio. But after I got it fixed, I was like, I can't believe I went my whole career without being able to breathe through my nose.
Yep, and they say breathing through your nose is one of the most important things in life.
Yeah, it's healthy. It's good to get deep, heavy breaths. It's great for wrestling. I never understood. I couldn't, like, I would have to do really a lot of burpees and things to stay in shape and like my cardio. But I think it's a blessing because I developed all these really good habits for cardio with it. But like I had to work even harder to get so that I didn't blow up because I didn't have.
Insane, bro. Would you feel like your nose is always like stuffed?
Yeah,
like,
always just stuffed the whole time. That's why my voice, if you actually listen to my I would lose my voice more too when in WWE because I was screaming in it, my note, but just the breathing, everything. Ever since, I've never had any issues with my voice like that ever again. Once I got it fixed,
bro, that is insane. Yeah. Like legit insane because you don't think about it because it's such a little thing in our heads, like, oh, your nose, but like it's such a main part of our body, like, breathing well, and it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But yeah, like I'll start to snore. I'm not my wife says I snore like sometimes, but
yeah,
like sometimes it'll be really bad, like when my allergies come on, and that's when I know, like I'm not, I'll wake up and not feel well because of it, so.
When I knew I had to get my nose fixed was Roman. He broke his nose my last year in WWE. And this is why I still hadn't had because I got it fixed when I walked out. But this was one of the reasons he got his nose broke. I don't know if it was on TV or one of the live events, and they had him getting it fixed that same week, and he was going to be off until it was healed. And I remember I was in the trainer's room when they were talking about it, and I was just like, and I looked at them. And like I go, I've gone my whole career, and I wasn't like I understood why he was getting it fixed. I just didn't. I wish somebody would have like smartened me up with it but that happened in developmental, and nobody really. It just kind of just went like it didn't happen on the main roster, and I just got used to it, and I didn't want to ever miss any time. I was like, so, but I heard him talking about it, and he was like talking about how he was having trouble wrestling because he couldn't breathe with it, and like he couldn't breathe the same. And I just thought to myself, I just go, there's levels to this shit.
Yeah, but big guy, what's the difference between? That brings up a great question. What is the difference between the training care in NXT versus the training care in the WWE?
Same, I think now they've got it pretty equal because they've got a lot of this. Like they've got really good personnel down there, and they've got a rehab center like where the guys can do in-house rehab. Like we had none of that, and it just they grew to get that. Like we eventually in FCW they got a trainer. And but he wasn't there. They fired him. He was horrible, and he didn't want to work, but he was lazy. It was from that though that dude, I'm serious. That was the guy that sent me to the doctor that botched the surgery. They after an ecstasy ankle injury, Matt Smith, brother.
I'm not laughing at you.
No, I know.
I'm laughing at you, big guy. I'm just laughing how crazy it is,
brother. You have it was. They used to get on us if we used to put ice or anything, or the guys. And I wasn't really a big icer, but other guys would I remember the trainer, different people would be like, oh, you like derogatory terms because we're on TikTok towards the guys if they put a thing of ice. Dude, it's crazy. The world of wrestling, it's not, brother, it is insane. Even on the main roster, I remember I've seen guys that get up there that put ice in the first few weeks are up there. And even some of the guys, the quote unquote veterans, will make snide remarks that they're icing already. And it's like, there's just such jealousy and insecurity. It's like in no other sport,
insane to me,
brother. It's crazy world. But Al Snow, and to their credit, Al Snow told me in Bill DeMott, they go, this whatever you think about life, this is crazy land. Nothing makes sense. And that was the truest words anyone's ever told me with it. But if that no other sport or anything, physical contact sport, anything, entertainment, would anyone be frowned upon for taking care of their body? But in wrestling, it's just it's a weird thing Like,
never. Like somebody calling you a wuss because you're icing.
I've seen it. I've
like,
seen it
what?
numerous times with people, and I'm not going to say names on this, but like,
yeah, of course,
and it is insane. But they, that Mac guy was the one that he sent me to that doctor. WWE left it to him to find the foot ankle doctor for me, and he didn't do a background search. He picked the doctor Herskovici that had been sued 10 times in 5 years for malpractice. He picks this guy in Tampa. I asked him in WWE, the medical director, I says, is this guy one of the best? They go, he's one of the best. He wasn't one of the best, but they let that Mac guy, and then that's why he got fired after this. It was connected to my ankle injury, so they were trying to get rid of anybody connected to it, and he was one of them. They got fired. So
that's just like, how do you not do, number one, how do you not
that was his only job, to make sure to find one of the best doctors, and he didn't do it.
It's not hard. Like, even back then.
And they lied to me, by the way. They lied to me too when I asked. So that's even worse.
What year was that, big guy?
2010, I believe.
Still, like, there's Google, like, there's a million ways to find out.
I found out. That's how me and my attorneys found out. It was.
That's insane. Like, you
pulled right up malpractice suits all against him. We were just like,
that's
Jesus.
It literally takes 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, that's
how
insane.
But this is why now they've improved the care for the talent, which I'm all for. But you know, it went from not having trainers in Deep South Wrestling when I got my nose and ear broke. My eardrum broke and didn't get fixed. We legit didn't have trainers. We had nobody if there was a medical emergency, we had nobody in the facility that knew what they were doing. I got yelled at when my eardrum got busted by Bill, by the way. I was called a lot of different things
I heard Bill DeMott,
and I love Bill outside of it, but Bill was something else.
They talk about Bill in a good way, but like, I've heard some things that like will make your skin crawl.
I've survived all of it. That's where I came from. So
yeah, and they said like, if you could survive Bill, like he did it on purpose to get you mentally prepared.
He told us this. That's what he goes. If you could survive me, nothing in this business will phase you.
Yeah, that's what.
And truer words have never been told to me. This is why I'm pretty good with all. I survived over a year and change of that, and of 8-hour days. And brother, it was.
Yeah.
Bill should be hired for. Bill should be hired for the he does, even just as an independent contractor to all the promotions. They should just hire him to try to break people to see if they love wrestling. Brother, that's how you know. But that's how you know, if you survive like 3 months with Bill, then like you know that you're destined to make money in this business.
Yeah. No, I get it for sure, because it's a lot. But yeah, big guy, how about those TikToks last night,
brother? Wait,
the NPC, the one that kept repeating himself and stuff. Oh my God, bro! I was literally on the other end, like, this is gold.
I knew as soon as I saw the guy and he did the ice cream, lick ice cream, and like chili pepper. I've seen there's other people they do this. I don't know if they're acting like AI robots and they're like just going from phrase to phrase. And I knew right then, I go, Shawnee's going to have a field day with this one.
Yeah, it's called the NPC, non-playable character. And that's what they do. They repeat or whatever. So these people have been doing this, especially women, and they literally just repeat. And when I was writing Shucky Ducky, and you must have seen it or something, and you started saying Shucky Ducky, Shucky Ducky. Bro, I lost it. I was like, this is literal comedy gold. Like, people need to watch this.
Bro, I'm telling you, you know how this is the best promo practice too for being put in really uncomfortable situations. I've noticed like it makes me more and more immune. I've already got a high tolerance to this stuff, but like I'm looking at this, I go, it's actually really fun to see what random I'm gonna get and to see how I can react and like still stay within myself, but still be funny and like interact with whoever.
Yeah.
But it's like that to like the homeless having a serious, I like having like the serious conversations as well. So it's like, it's cool to meet like
the guy from Wisconsin.
Or the young 19-year-old soccer player. Like that was really cool getting to talk to like people like that. And
I think I missed the soccer player one.
Oh, brother, he was he grew up watching me. I was his favorite wrestler. So it was like,
wow.
And it was to have like such a positive interaction and get to meet him. Like I followed him back, and I've got to be careful. Here's the other problem, and I've talked about this before. You know, like the people that ask me to follow him.
Yes.
Outside of the guy Cap, the first two, they're cool. They're helping me with getting in touch with an agency. But like the other people that ask me to follow, and I'm gonna have to like I don't think I'm gonna have to stop. Brother, already message after message.
Yeah,
like,
I can't.
DMs,
yeah,
like I can't, brother. I can't. Like this is why I did my show switch to this format. I tried helping people on DMs on Instagram years back, where like I would try to like answer questions on health and fitness or like supplements. I can't do it because they don't stop, and like they can't.
But I feel like they do it like they don't really want to know about health and fitness.
No, they want to talk to me.
Saying? They just want to talk.
Yes,
and
it's not to say that there isn't the rare occasion. It's the one problem with having a business and also being from wrestling or just being known is you can't like. But I've got other people and I've got
can't escape it. Yeah.
But it's like because you never like I like talking to people and being nice, but like I don't have time to like go back and forth. And then they start asking for things like the homeless guy. I don't think he's a bad guy, but he's like, hey, can you follow my fiance too? I'm just like, dude, like, does it end? Like, what do I don't?
Like, where does it end?
It won't. Like, but he's gonna keep asking. I already know because I've gone and so I'm gonna have to like. And you don't want to ever be mean to people or anything, but it's like I'm just gonna tell. That's why I tell people usually no on the following.
Hello, Mr. Back. Can you help me pick up a 5-pound dumbbell?
Hey, Ryback, it's your buddy in Wisconsin. I've got that GoFundMe. Do you mind sending over $5,000 so me and my fiance can put a down payment on our new duplex? I saw you're doing pretty decent on TikTok.
Mr. Back, are you a real estate agent, Mr. Back?
Mr. Ryback, me and my family were thinking about coming over here to the United States. Do you think that maybe we can live with you for about 6 months? You kick Bree out of the house and we will move in. Mr. Back. You maybe Mr. Back, we saw your net worth on Google. Maybe you could pay for our groceries and our bills every month too, Mr. Back. Good deeds. Come around. Karma, good karma.
But it's so true though. You give people a little bit of rope, and they will always hang.
They'll take your life, Shawnee. They'll suck your soul right out of you. They'll suck your soul dry.
No, they will though. I'm serious. It's like it's sad because you want to be cool, like, and I'm not famous, but like I've seen it enough.
Yeah.
Where, like I'm like, come on, this is enough now.
I'm normal. Like I just like being normal. Like I like normal interactions. But the moment it goes weird every time. And I'm like, God, this is why like people like The Rock, when they get to that, like they got to rent out a restaurant to go eat. They can't even like, I was like, God forbid it gets to that point ever again.
I'm telling you, that's a curse. Like to me, that is a curse. I'm telling you, big guy, and I'm not lying about this. I wouldn't trade places with The Rock today. I would not do it. And I'm telling you why. Because comes a point where I don't care about the money. It doesn't matter about the money. Like to me,
your basic needs are met already.
I'm telling you. So like I don't want to be like even Eminem was like, I can't even take a crap without like people looking at without like
have I told you about that, Shawnee?
No.
Oh, well, go ahead and finish and I'll tell you some bathroom stories.
Oh my, see, that is where like that to me is never worth my sanity.
No.
Money, like you can always get money. I don't care who you are, what you do. The people that don't get money, they're lazy. That's just flat out the truth. Like people are making money sitting at home on TikTok. Yes, they're
ice cream, lick, chili pepper, getting electrocuted. Ice cream, lick, chili pepper, electrocution. Shucky ducky, quack quack.
Bro, I watched the video today. Like somebody gifted like an iron, like a knight's armor.
Yeah.
And the kid kept saying, "Ready for war, ready for war, ready for war."
Bro, by the way, that Freddy Krueger was battling this hot chick on TikTok. They were 6 figures in the gifts. Freddy Krueger, I watched them play 2 games. They went 6 figures both times. I'm talking their gifters 6 figures. Do you know how much money Freddy Krueger is making on TikTok? Dude, 6 figures on the gifts. They were getting those lions and all those huge gifts. His points went from he was in the hundreds at one point, and he shot into the hundreds of thousands on this. He has that many people gifting him. I go, holy hell, we got to get a battle with that guy.
I looked last night, and I'll let you go with the stories about the bathroom big guy. But like, I looked last night and how many points you could send. Like, what's the max?
Yeah.
And it was 49,500, right? That is equivalent to about like almost $1,000.
I think so. I don't know all the gifts how they equate to diamonds because it's diamonds. So I know right around 16,000 diamonds is right around $80.
Okay.
So that's I don't know how
let me do the math. Hold on.
But I don't know what the gifts if the gifts convert to diamonds, and people don't have to pay for those all. There's ways to get diamonds and things on there for a lot of these people without money. So it's not people but it converts to money through TikTok still.
So 16,000 divided by 80 is 200. So what is that?
I'm more confused now. I wasn't following. I just know 16,000 diamonds from my math is equivalent to around $80 from what I was seeing on there. Now we got 200.
I confused myself.
I think we went the other direction. I think we're further away from having the answer now. We need to can someone get Scott Steiner on the phone?
Holy shit.
We need Steiner to do this math for us here to get this to the conclusion, the final answer.
You're just so right, bro. Like, but yeah, what happened with the bathroom, bro?
So people, I've had so many weird interactions in bathrooms over the years with fans that I'm talking just even from my gyms. I hate using urinals, which I will use if nobody's in there. But every time I have to use a urinal and somebody's in there, awkward conversation ensues. I've had people literally, as I'm pissing, they'll literally freeze and go, "Oh my God, Ryback, you go to the bathroom?" Literally, like not even joking. Like I've had people talk to me in the stall in there years ago, you could see they're looking through the crack, even if you've got the crack in the stalls.
Oh, the people,
the people, I've seen people like literally that know I'm in there that will and they peek in, and it's
me, bro?
I've had people look over at it, and then it's crazy, absolute insanity.
That is that's on a next level.
Brother, I think it happens to a more. People don't know how to. We're living. It's happened. Just weird situations. I literally had a guy. This happened just a few months ago at the LVAC gym in Vegas. I was washing my hands and the guy froze and stopped, and he was just like, "I can't believe I'm in a bathroom alone with Ryback." He said it out loud, and I'm just thinking and he wanted to shake my hand, and I just give him an elbow tap. I go, "Good to meet you, buddy," and just left. And but there's constantly, if people see you and you're going to the bathroom, they for whatever reason, it's just weird conversation. But the stall stuff, I almost don't. And there's certain guys that don't even go in the bathroom in public with because I feel like they've had.
I would feel the same way, big guy. I don't. First of all, I never take a poop outside of my house. I have a strict rule. I just hate public toilets, and I cannot sit. I know some people.
I'd rather go find a park and just be like a dog at this stage than go into a public bathroom. I feel like more people would leave me alone if I just went into the middle of a park like a dog and just pull down my pants right there like a homeless person. I feel like people would
look who's that white gorilla.
Yeah, they were "Oh, a silverback out of the wild out here, leaving a huge dookie in the middle of the park, wiping with some leaves and just going about my business, rather than going to a public bathroom." Me and Ziggler when we went out, every time we'd go to a bathroom when you go use the urinals. Remember one time I think we were at Dre's nightclub years ago. And the whole line of bathroom was talking to me and Ziggler. We're literally all shoulder to shoulder in this club bathroom, and everybody's talking to me and Ziggler as we're going to the bathroom. It's just weird. It's just there's just times just wait until you're done. I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, if you're in there, right? And this is for everybody that's gonna listen to this. I want to set a precedent because there might be some of those people in here, right? So guys, if I know it's cool to see a celebrity or something like that, but when just wait.
I've got another good one too.
Go outside. like even if you wait there and just wait for them to come out and be like, hey, I just wanted to take a picture or say hi. I'm a big fan. Like
I'm going to
they'll
suggest
appreciate
not
that,
waiting, but even waiting by the bathroom is weird. Like try to make it not as obvious that you're not waiting like by the bathroom.
Get them a hot dog or something.
Because like, what if you're in there like really and you're just like, and you know that person's just out there listening, like, oh my God, I can't believe he makes noises just like me. Like, this is what happens.
I can't believe he takes crap.
I've had people say that as well. I'm telling you, people they can't process fame and celebrity. Like they think that you're not human.
Like normal people.
Yeah.
They don't think you're like normal people.
I'm telling you, it's not.
I had a kid I went to school with. He thought girls didn't poop. And
his mom lied to him.
In high school.
I've had ex-girlfriends say it smells like roses. It doesn't.
It does.
I got to tell you, there's another story because on the road you have to go shower in public places all the time and at the arenas, like that's normal. Like, and you get used to all that really quick. But like the gym, what I didn't like were public gyms. Public gyms were fine when they had like individual showers because you have your privacy in there at least. But when they have there's a lot of gyms on the road, depending where you have to go, they're just big open showers. So like sometimes you got to go shower if you got to go to the arena and you got to put on your suit. Like you got to shower. You're not going to be all sweaty and so you have to shower in there with people. But they, what's it called? I had one, I was in one. I'd find gyms like away where it wasn't as busy and like outside of town a little bit, not in the main cities, but sometimes you had no choice. But there was one particular gym. Nobody else, none of the other guys were there. It was just me before a live event. And people knew me in the gym. And, I was in the shower, and one of the guys, I guess it came into the I'd have my bag and I'd put my bag close so nobody can go through my bag. I would bring my bag because you had to protect your stuff because people.
Of course, people will steal it.
So I had a pretty good I'd always put my bag and I'd have everything close to where I could always at least check if I'm by the showers or keep it even by it and then just wheel it back. And so I'm in there all lathering up my big guy body, getting all cleaned up, ready for the show. Scrubbing away, I've got soap on my little bodybuilder ass, and all of a sudden I look over, and the guy from in the gym, he comes, he's literally just staring at me as I'm naked showering, and he goes, "Can I have a picture?" Literally, he thought in his brain, he thought he was doing the right thing by walking into the showers fully clothed and asking me right then and there, and I literally go, "We want a effing picture right now?" And he just sat there not understanding, and I had to get the F out of here. And he left, and I didn't give him a picture with it. But
wow,
this is
that is it just blows my mind that people think that's okay.
Daniel Bryan. Here, I've talked about this on here. Get ready for this. If it wasn't for me, this photo would have been online 1,000%. Your little buddies Meltzer or Sean Ross Yap, whatever his name is, would have probably posted.
Yep.
Me, Daniel Bryan, and Cesaro Cesaro and Daniel Bryan were in a gym. We'd worked out. We were traveling together. This is early on, and I got ready. I was just a few minutes ahead of them, and I got dressed, and I was waiting for them to. They were still showering, and they came out, and they were getting their TV clothes on. We had to go to TV, and two fans came in, and as I'm sitting there, they didn't think I was paying attention. The two fans. And I noticed they had their phones out. They were recording Dan and Cesaro. I think got clothed first. Dan was completely naked. They were recording him. They literally had him fully naked on it. And I literally right then, and I quartered him on the thing. Let me see your effing phones right now. They had video of him naked on it right there. They were recording. I made them delete it off their hard files right there in front of me. And I told them to get the F out. Dan didn't even know what happened with it. But that right there would have went online but this is why I'm so alert to aware on these things that go on because I just know how people are. That
is oh my God, bro. If first of all, you saved that person from getting arrested because that's definitely against the law.
Yeah. Oh, brother. I told the gym when we left, the guys took off, got out of there. I go, I don't know who they were. I go, whoever those two guys, you guys go check. We had to go to TV. I go check your cameras. They're recording guys naked in the bathroom. and we just got out like
that is like.
But this is why you have to be like very, for wrestlers or anybody in public, you got to be very aware, because now too everyone has their phones out and like everyone's looking for something to try. Ambrose had a situation at the bathroom. I don't remember specifically, but I think somebody years ago, I think while he was still in WWE, and somebody who might know more on this, there was a situation with Dean Ambrose in a bathroom situation, if I'm not mistaken, where somebody, I don't know if they tried recording him or like something crazy. Brock has had Brock is famous for yelling. Wade Barrett, I think, was there. Brock was in the bathroom many years ago in WWE. Somebody did the same thing like with me. Brock almost killed him.
Like, oh my God, imagine trying to do that to Brock.
Hey, Beast, I know you're naked right now, but do you mind coming over here getting a quick pic?
He would literally kill you.
Yeah, literally kill you naked in the bathroom.
What the hell? Like, I just won't get it. I'll never get it.
I don't. This is why
that type of mind.
Yeah,
you know.
But this is what we're dealing with. Like, this is why, and like, there's a lot of good people, but there's just crazy, demented, weird people out there that like don't care. They have no respect. They don't care about you. But a lot of those people are like the dirt sheet people. That's like the same. They don't care about us, and it's like they're just trying
to.
Don't
care about you as a person.
Yeah,
they just care about the character.
Ringside News with Steve Carroll. Exclusive picture of Ryback pooping at the gym. And then they would set it up as something negative.
They would definitely. Ryback curses at fans while he shoots.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Ryback yells at autistic kids outside while pooping at the gym. Exclusive footage of said poop. Breaking news.
Apparently, WWE has filed a trademark for the name Jada Parker. For apparently it's for Jade Cargill.
Oh wow! Welcome to the WWE, Jade.
Yeah, Jada Parker. I mean, it's okay. Why wouldn't I feel this is what we talked about with like people having like their names and like even they try to keep the first name similar because they know if they change it wildly that people won't remember.
Yeah.
You know, like it's crazy to me. It's like,
but they're doing that UFC's trademarking now. Fighters, I don't know if they're trademarking the nicknames of the fighters. They're doing something. That's a WWE play on that. So
yeah,
they're gonna. We see Endeavor, man. They just not. We didn't talk about it yesterday, but I think SmackDown's moving to USA.
Oh yes. That and I heard somewhere there's going to be like a Saturday night show again. Like,
which wouldn't shock me. That's going to be to try to throw a wrench in Collision even further.
Oh,
if that goes down, they're gonna. I'm telling you, they're gonna. This is with Endeavor now. They beefed up now. They're gonna do everything in their power to make things as difficult for that promotion as humanly possible. And they're gonna, but they've got such a strong hold grip on things. Like you saw, like they do. They that's a $1.4 billion deal moving SmackDown to USA, and then they're going to shop the other ones. I think Raw and NXT are going to get an even bigger deal somewhere else, probably. Unless I don't know if they're staying on USA or not. But like, dude, they just announced that, and then they do the cuts like a people. Like they're making more money than ever. They don't even need to cut people. They can just let contracts expire with it, and like there's nothing wrong. Like you can't never have enough talent anyways to get other people over. Like with that, like it's like you could protect some of your other bigger stars by having those guys on the roster still, just not using them. Using them sparingly. Pay them out there. Let them make some decent money for the remaining time. But it just shows. Like I think it's sending a message. They're like we're going to be more cutthroat than ever.
Yeah, I agree. And they're learning their little scumbag tricks from one another, and that's even worse.
Yeah,
like
trade secrets.
That's what I'm afraid of. Is like they're gonna come like they're two like pretty evil people that run that both.
Yeah.
So them together is just never a good thing in my opinion. And I would be scared if I were talent right now, to be honest.
Yeah, no, but like they said that Vince McMahon, this whole situation with him is very interesting. His shares I saw they said are for sale that he owns.
What happens though if he sells them?
He doesn't have any say. His power is going to go down as those shares are sold. So essentially, they were in what I read. It was that that because for all this legal stuff that is kind of hovering in what's going on, that if there's any real issues, which there's a very strong likelihood that there will be, that the Endeavor won't have issues getting rid of his shares that they're already for sale and being bought. That by the time all this goes through, hopefully they're all gone, or that they're already for sale. And so I where he's going to be, it just seems from what I see and like that in those articles that came out, that it's not going to be good concerning him. And he's got the company sold. He did all of this while all this stuff is going on, that he's essentially distancing himself, that when it goes down, it won't bring the company down. He'll already be removed.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Like if he gets whatever by the feds and has to whatever, if he ends up having to serve time or it's just really bad stuff comes out, they can like say, well, he's no longer.
He could just, yes, I got you.
The sale has gone through. Vince McMahon, they can publicly make a statement that they've done all these things, and he is distanced from the company. He is no longer affiliated with Endeavor or WWE. And I don't know if that's going to be 3 months or 6 months or a year, but like I think that's what's happening behind the scenes.
I mean, he could also give his rights over to his kids too, right? Like so.
I don't think he would. We've seen he cares more. He doesn't care about that.
He doesn't care about the guy.
He cares about his net worth when he dies. I've told you guys this. He doesn't get. Otherwise, Shane would have had the company.
You're right. Shane would have had the company.
His dad gave it to him, but his ego is so big he won't give it to his son.
Yeah, and his dad is rolling over in his grave right now.
Well, I'm sure
because he would never have. He told him. He said, "If you mess up the territories, I will never forgive you ever." But
that shows you what he thinks. He doesn't even his own father.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's like nothing can. And listen, like. Yes. Has he done great things for wrestling? Yes, he has. Like, but like that it would be stupid not to say that.
But that was but those things, and here's for people to understand, those things came from his love for acquiring as much money as possible.
That's what it was.
It was a byproduct of him just trying to acquire as much net worth as possible.
Rich,
yes. And he would do anything in that, but there's all this bad that has happened along the way. Now in that, yes, people have been employed and good things. You could take positives from those. But at his very core, his intentions are all evil. And this 100%. Is what, and I know this just from what he's doing on the social media stuff with me. He's evil. So I just know there's so much worse. And from the stories I've heard and the different things, that's why I believe in like they're going to really come out with some really crazy things when all this comes out.
Yeah. So, I can't.
But they wouldn't be doing this. They wouldn't be distancing him. They're literally setting this up for him to be fully disconnected when this all breaks and comes out.
Yeah, no, I agree. They're gonna want to be like, it's like a fire truck, like keep 100 feet away.
Yeah, but that's why but Vince and them, they hurried the sale. They got it all done. If you noticed, after all that stuff came out, then all of a sudden, boom, Vince, we're going to sell the company. Happened. He had to force himself back in, and he got the sale done ASAP. With it, and because he knew he was working on it in a time frame, and then now, boom, sales are up for sale. His shares are up for sale. Distance himself from the company so that when this goes fully through and all this stuff finally all comes out, because it's all going to come out. That when it does and it breaks on it, Endeavor and WWE and UFC go, this guy, we've got it. He's gone now with it, and now it's getting Vince was going to face that last part of his life with it, which I believe is his karma for how he's lived his life. That's my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, karma, it always comes back, fellas.
It will at some point or another. He's done a lot of bad things to people. And like I've said, and unfortunately, all the past wrestlers that we all grew up loving. And like, I just think that there's so much bad has come from all of this, and the inability to learn and to grow and evolve and try to make things better overall for human beings. And it's where it's really upsetting. That to me, it's the most upsetting thing about Vince McMahon to me is his self-development that I thought was going to be so much more. It's one of the worst I've ever seen of anybody.
Yeah, it sucks.
But he's great at using people to make money. There's no denying that. But he preys on your love of wrestling. And that's anybody that will argue with me on that, you don't know what you're talking about. All of us that do this know that. So
yeah, I mean, you saw it firsthand,
so
I can't. It's crazy. It's just crazy to me. And like anybody who has a Kiss My Ass Club on TV, I mean, come on, like you have to be like something has to be off in your brain, right? Like I'm gonna have these wrestlers kiss my ass on live TV, like bare ass. Like,
I mean, that stemmed from his real life personality. on that. Like,
no, I know, and
yeah.
like the thing with Pat Patterson and like all the stories that have come out about him, and like, it's
And that was
just
his best
crazy.
friend, and then God
That
rest
was
his
his
soul.
best friend.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
spent a lot of
yeah.
time together, and you hear all those things about him, and you're just like, what else is going on?
It's
Yeah.
crazy. Exactly. You think how much this isn't what we hear. Imagine what we don't hear.
Oh, yeah,
right?
exactly. I mean, you got people
It's just
too, you know,
scary.
on the unfortunately horrible Owen Hart situation, and their family have nothing to do with them. And they talked
Yep.
about like, and it's just like you look at, you know, the horrible Benoit situation, and like David, you know, David Benoit, the son, and how he's like not allowed around the company, like crazy things.
Meanwhile, David had
Nothing to do with it.
And
One of the
every interview I watch, I cry because
Yeah.
I see him crying, and it makes me so
It hurts,
sad
yeah.
for him because he had nothing to do with that.
And like he's essentially blackballed by the company of that for what reason?
For what? Because he has the last name. Like,
Yeah,
come on,
it's
like
just,
that,
but like that's how
his
they.
dad
There's
knew it?
just crazy things like with things, and it's just I don't know. That's why I think I've heard enough. Like the Ashley, I've got the diva. Sorry, Ashley.
Oh, the one from Staten Island, the one that killed herself. Yes.
Yeah, what's somebody give me? I'm getting
Ashley Mazzaro.
Mazzaro.
Hold on, let me find out. I'll find it.
And I've done a sign of I'm sorry, Ashley, for even.
No, it's okay.
Sometimes the Massaro, Ashley Massaro, I think.
Massaro,
yeah.
Thank you.
That situation, I know firsthand from people on the inside. Like she wasn't lying when she told her story about being what happened on the tribute to the troops situation with it. And I know that I knew because the verbiage that she used was the same type of verbiage that they used for me to drop the lawsuit on the malpractice suit. That they didn't want her to talk because it would bring the company down and hurt the company.
Oh, so
I know she's not lying.
You heard how she said it, and
you were
like, that's how they said
that's how they. I know firsthand that's how they talk with it, and I just know, and I saw how you could just tell when you see somebody. You just know when somebody's not lying. There's no reason. There'd be no reason to make that up. It's such and I just know how things operate there, and it destroyed her internally. But then they cut ties with her and left her, and that affected her emotionally. I remember doing a signing with her in New York there, and like I could just see, and she was there and she's smiling, but you could just see she wasn't there. Like something was off, and it was like, I think that's what happens when people get released, though, with when they get treated or have bad situations. And she underwent a horrific situation that nobody believed her. She didn't get, what's the word I'm looking for? She didn't get help, assistance, just the vindication of the person being, and being held accountable,
like
justice, all of it, and being fired and distanced from the company and forgotten about, essentially. And and I feel like that contributed to her ending her life with it. And it's a horrible, horrible thing. But like that's the evil that place represents. That a lot of people don't want to have that conversation because they see some of the good, which is a byproduct, so this evil can exist with it. And it's like the Be a Star campaigns and all that. It was all cover for they were anything but anti-bullying. The entire organization was created around bullying by Vince with it and negativity. So this is all, everything they do, the Susan G. Komen, all of it was a cover to hide the evil that existed within the walls of Shawshank. And I really believe people are going to see this with Vince. It's going to come out. But this is why, and they've tried to silence me because they knew that I was coming at them like, okay, you guys want to stab me in the back? I'll play dirty too. Let's see who the last one standing is. That's what
look, it came out with Phil, and then eventually.
And you guys think I'm just like I've been right on everything, and it's not because I want. It's just I tell the truth because I know what I represent, and I know what they represent. So
100%. But you want to take some calls or rate some?
Let's get a few calls here. Appreciate all the love over. Got a lot of people that want to go live on TikTok today. Thank you for all the likes, guys, and the gifts. Thank you for those diamonds today on the Ryback Show, guys. Those diamonds.
They sent you a lot?
I can't tell. I'm just
my
eyes.
Oh, yeah. I thought it says it publicly. It doesn't say it publicly.
No, I think you see it. I get the notification afterwards.
I got you, big guy. I got you. I didn't mean to say how much you made.
No. I mean, but they do show you that. Like, I don't think it's on. Wait, I don't think it's on there. No, I don't see it on there.
Okay.
But I think because the gifts convert to diamonds too when people get.
Oh, That's what it is. It shows you how many gifts.
Because
you have.
there's no actual diamonds on there, but I think the gifts convert to
You're
diamonds,
right, big guy.
and
That's
then the
what it
diamonds
is.
convert to cash. Is how.
Yes, that's what it is. I was talking about the gifts because it says how many gifts you get.
I'm still learning, brother. I'm still learning. I'm like scrolling through the gifts. I'm like, oh, that's a nice one.
Bro, I'm telling you, I've seen gifts. I was just scrolling yesterday to try to learn more. I even went live myself 3 times, and every time I got like one time I got a transvestite, right?
Yeah.
That was one. The second time I got this weird truck driver who started cursing me out immediately.
I wish I would have got that truck driver. Were you just hitting the random invite to see who you got?
Yes, I was hitting the random thing, and then all of a sudden, and I'm like, how come I don't get like somebody cool? I tried 3 times, and it was terrible people every time.
I missed. There was that Brazilian was on, and I had somebody going live with me, and I wanted to switch. I didn't want to end the live. It was one of the nights. I think it was the soccer kid, and I was like, I so badly wanted because the Brazilian got off her live, and she was available, and all I had to do was send the invite, but I couldn't send it until he was gone.
Until he was off.
And then when we got off, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna. Hopefully, she's still free. We got off, and then she was back on another live. And I was like, oh, I missed my opportunity. But the hot chicks are where it's at on there because that's going to drive up the views because I got a lot of guy followers. So the first guy.
There's going to be a bunch of Ryback ethos running around.
I don't even care if she speaks English. I'm gonna pull out my other phone and just talk in Portuguese with her, use an app and have a nice conversation in Portuguese. She's straight from Brazil. That's right down my alley.
Man, the one with the puffy hair, she was.
Yeah.
Like they have that curly hair, you know. Oh,
I went for a Brazilian for quite a while, by the way. She didn't speak English. I used an app the entire relationship of like,
no, you didn't.
I swear to God. It was, brother, it was worth every day. It was worth the struggle. We would go out to eat. And I would have her, she would write it down and I would read it to the waiter in English. And like,
bro, are you serious?
We would sit next to each other and hang out and like we would just text on the phone and that. It's I'm not even making it up, brother. 10 smoking hot 10 with it. It was.
How did you end it through? Did you write it on the phone?
Yeah, we had to do it over the phone. Like it was like she wanted to move in. She wanted to live here. It was too early on. Yeah, this was a bit.
She wanted that visa. She wanted that big guy
visa.
But
I tell you what though, had she been more determined and a little hungrier to learn English, because she kept saying she wanted to learn English, and I go, look, you can come here. I've got the Rosetta Stone. We'll get it all set up, and you got to come do it every day for 2-3 hours or what you can, 4 or 5 days a week. And like, because she wanted to get a job, but she kept putting it off. She didn't want to work. She was just so hot. She didn't want to work. And so I go, I'm just going to ride this out until the good time ends. And
Smart.
Trust me, the good time. I didn't want the good times to end, but I knew.
Yeah, I know, but
she got angry. She got angry when I wouldn't let her move in, and then Brazilians can get pretty feisty.
Man,
they're like the Latinas in a lot of ways, but
yeah,
brother, literally watching, just put on something on TV, just literally sit right next to each other on my chair, my recline, and literally just texting back and forth. But I tell you what, love, we all speak the same love language. That's for sure.
That's true. That's true. You know when somebody wants it. Yep.
But I don't know how, like I learned some, I think bom dia. I think bom dia is good day. Good day, bom dia.
Buenos dias.
No, that's bom dia, bom BOM dia DIA. Bom dia is Portugal. Bom dia, I believe, is good day.
Got it.
So I know when that Brazilian gets on, I got bom dia, bom dia, mama.
I watched one thing where you and Curtis Axel, where you were speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is it? It was so funny though. It was hysterical.
That brother, they used us. That was for Mexican TV. That was a commercial.
Yes.
That was so that was all we at least got to try to speak some Spanish so that they understand a little bit. Ricardo, that's why he was speaking all in Spanish with it. So it was an interview for a Spanish show that was going to air down there. And so then we just incorporated like kind of as much silly Spanish as we could that they might understand, like, at the end of Ryback, reglas, I think is rules. So at least they knew that was my catchphrase, and like, alimentarme más is feed me more. So
that was, bro, I was dying watching it. I don't even know where I saw it. I think I might have saw
TikTok.
it on TikTok.
Yeah, I posted. Dude, everything we did didn't make TV as Ryback. it was all for .com or other things. So I'm finding the videos and posting the lost Ryback footage on TikTok now.
That's genius, bro. Genius.
Get that tag run with Axel again. We've got that in our back pocket. Let's bring on a call here. Man, now you got me thinking about that Brazilian chick that was. I remember we went out to. I'm just, the memories are getting flashbacks. I remember we had a few pool parties here with. She had her and a few of her. Oh my God, what a great woman she was. Good times. Where does the time go? God, if she just would have learned English, we could have. She may have been with me still there because she was.
Yeah.
God, that's what all I wanted was her to learn English and show a little hungry effort. Like don't just rely on me. Like because I was going through all my back and shoulder stuff. My back was still real bad, and I just wanted to I was like, I just need to see something. Give me a little something that you're willing to try. And she just wanted to live here. She would have just lived here and just mooched off me and.
This is what I picture. I picture you setting up you're so anal. I can picture you literally putting a desk in the room and having class la Ryback.
I would put a lock on the door on the outside, and she wouldn't be allowed to leave until 3 hours of English every day. She would get a bathroom break an hour and a half in. In a quick little snack pack. I probably would work in another break in there too. I'd make you should do 3.
Oh my God, I can totally picture it. I can totally picture you put it hey, you better, yeah, because you're so trained to never give up.
Yeah.
That I know how you are.
Bro, I already with Bree, me and little Bree talk every day because she has a lot going on, and she's getting. And she's like, you're so motivating. She's like, I've never been so motivated. And but I'm telling her the blueprint of she's of what she can do to for all her things to work. Cause I've gone through all of this and I've already, I was like, you have everything in place. You need to do this, and this, and just make the time and devote the energy and the effort. And I go, you're going to be so much better off a year from now. And she's finally realizing that too. And she's doing great now. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's always good to have other people, even the thing with the Fireball Challenge or whatever. With the League of Fire.
Oh,
thing,
yeah.
I just see that and it popped, I consider you a friend. So I'm in my head, I'm all right, well, this would help big guy. Why wouldn't you send a couple free ones to these guys and just write a note, be hey, whenever you're ready, go, have me on TikTok with you.
Yeah.
And let's try this.
That's what, they sent me a box of it. I have literally a whole box of this stuff to do that.
Oh, that's perfect.
But what happened, I can tell you what happened was, and I just got off track with it. The stalker stuff happened right after this came out. And so people started doing it. And then I just got literally stopped with everything. And cause they wanted me to send stuff out. And I go, I've got bigger things going on right now.
Of course.
So but now that everything and all that's coming to fruition with all that, and they're doing everything, all the work is done on my end. Now I can, as soon as you said that though, I literally put the box away in the cupboard. I go, oh my God, I've got the whole box up there. I completely forgot about.
Bro, amazing.
But that's why, I'm glad, thank you. That's why they sent me the boxes to send it to people like that. That's how these things get a lot of traction, is because those guys are going to, it's a free content for them. So they'll take a free bottle to get free content,
Absolutely. And the guy I sent you last night, I watch him even before I had met you, and he always does this all these spicy challenges.
Yeah.
And it's free promotion. I'm thinking for these companies, it's genius,
Yeah. Well, that's
You have 5,000 people watching you on TikTok last night. Literally 5,000 people, bro. They were, what he did was so genius, big guy. And I didn't want to text you again because it was late. But what he did was he said if you hit 50 planets. He was doing 50 planets, which is 1,000 gifts a planet,
Yeah.
And he said, if you give me 50 of them, I'll do one of the gummy bears, which was 99 million Scoville units.
Brother, and, I've got all this heat stuff here. That's actually, I should do it one of those lives with the heat as well.
if you, bro, and what he was doing was he was like, if you don't hit this goal, I'm not doing it. So everybody was making sure I hit the goal.
Guys, if you guys give me 100,000 diamonds, I will pour the Ryback Pepper Slam Chug Challenge in my eyes.
I'll put it on my nuts.
I will dump it on my face, guys, live. I will be screaming in pain. I won't be able to stay long after that because I'll have to be rushed to the ER. But
but I thought, like, this guy, he names himself the Spicy King or whatever.
yeah, dude, there's stuff all on him on there. He's like, there's like things if he's legit or not. Yeah.
So yeah, people actually think he's fake, and I sometimes I think he might be, because I'm watching and he ends the video right after. There's no footage of him actually, like, not throwing it up, you know. So
well, they don't, but they cut the video off to do that after. The real heat. So the hard part isn't eating it, even though that is really hard. Most people can't do that. The mouth heat is bad on all this stuff. I've done all the same stuff this guy's done. The mouth heat's not the bad part. It's once it gets into your stomach, the pain, the intestinal pain, and the cramps.
Well, you see, he started burping, so he stayed on, like, for after he did one of them.
Yeah,
he stayed on, and he started burping like a lot.
I do that too. They're called the capsaicin burps.
Got it. So he started, like, burping, and then after he did the second one, he was smart because he got a whole nother 50 of the planets.
Yep.
After he did the second one, he signed off right away.
Bro, those gummies, I ate 3 of those at one time.
What?
I did. It's all on my YouTube. That's why I think people get on that guy. I got, like, the respect of all, like, these chili heads that do the hottest things. I've like hung and done crazy things without no training on this, and which is why I don't, like, really feel the need to prove it anymore. But it can be, some of them are not bad, others are beyond painful.
How is that one, big guy? The
gummies are not bad. I never had one issue with any of the gummies. I've done the lollipops. I've done things at just ridiculous heat. The chocolates can be bad. Like, they have chocolates, different ones. Those chocolates, because if you don't throw those up, you're going to get real bad cramps on those, which I've done. I've had that multiple times and not thrown them up. Like the Ryback, the peppers, like these chug challenges, these things are not meant to do them and to digest it. What happens is you do these, you do the afterburn, like 5 or 10 minutes, whatever the afterburn period is you got to get it out of your body afterwards.
Got it.
And usually what you do is you eat before or something, and then you end up throwing it up, because if you digest it, you're gonna be in for a world of hurt. But that's that's what all these top people, a lot of them don't talk about it because I think they're, like, afraid to, like, let people know with it. It's, but, like, you got to, like, because you don't want, like, nobody's smarting me up.
Other people to go through the pain.
Yeah, and I learned the hard way by doing that. I did that tube of tear in my hot tub, and I didn't eat anything before, and it was, like I told you, 6 or 7 hours. I thought I had to go to the ER. I've never been. It's the worst pain. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. Like, I'm talking, like, your body's just shut down. You're like, you can't do anything. Like, you literally just sit keeled over. I was on my stairs for like 3 hours, just keeled over. And, like, I'm, like, thinking, like, I can't even take care of my dogs if something. Sophie still had her back stuff going on. And I'm just like, this is, like, I didn't know what to do. And, like,
that is, like, insane.
And then I went to the table, and then I finally, after like 5 hours, dude, not even looking at the phone, nothing, just literally sitting in position, like, trying not to move, because, like,
to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. And, like, you would have brief moments of where it would calm down, and then it would just start all over again. And you're just thinking, like, please don't let anything bad happen. And then I found out,
such a bitch.
Dude,
like, I can't even take, like, if it's not mild sauce, I'm out.
Yeah. Brother, it is. There's people, though, they go to the ER on that stuff because they don't know, they digest it. And then, like, if you've never experienced that, or if, like, you're like, I have a high pain tolerance too with it. So that's from wrestling.
You're just in a mental zone that, like, not a lot of people get to.
Right? But just imagine somebody that's just, like, not in that, though, like the pain, like,
forget about it.
So that's where, like, this stuff is crazy. But, like, those guys, the mouth part, your heat tolerance goes up to where, like, the mouth stuff you can get better at, but the internal heat you can't. Your body never gets used to handling that internal heat. As far as, you might be able to raise your threshold to a degree, but, like, the amount, like, of extract and stuff, it's just so strong. You're like, your body, it's not meant to process. Like no chili or anything has like these things are using like 16 million Scoville heat unit extract. So like it's like the hottest the chili pepper times a million times 16 million is what they like.
God.
So like Carolina Reaper like extract like just.
My stomach's hurting me like just thinking about
Bro,
it.
it's not fun.
You know what I would do, big guy? If you want to do like a feeding time or whatever when we meet, I would do like really. I'm very good with sour things. So like I could eat like something really sour.
Oh,
I
really?
love sour. Yeah. I love sour. Like you know, like those sour like sprays that you spray in your mouth. Like I
Okay.
can just drink that stuff.
Shawnee, you need to do a live on the Sour Hour with the big sausage, where
Yes.
for an hour you like tease doing sour things. Guys, for 5 globes, I'll do three sour sprays and see what we can get you.
That's a good idea, actually. I might do that, actually.
Play to your strength. Sour Hour with the big sausage.
Yeah, sour hour.
You have sour spray with different bratwurst that you spray the sour spray on.
If I don't do it, I'll have my wife like smack me with like sausages.
You get smacked. Oh, brother, that right there. And then you make little weird noises like when you do it. Like she smacks you. Did you get electrocuted?
I'll make like girl sounds like,
ouch. Ouchie.
Oh my god.
Ouchie, stop it. Ouchie.
Bro, I just want to know what the listeners feel when we talk about this stuff. They must laugh their asses off, man.
You guys have to come join me on TikTok live. I'll be going tonight around about 4:30, maybe 4 to 5. I'm going to be doing another Ryback live on there tonight. And tonight's my drink night. I'm going to go get a few of those seltzers down at the gas station, those Skittle seltzers. And
Yes.
I hope I get another one of those. What are they called? NPC, non-playable character guys?
Yes, NPC. Yep.
Got to get another one of them and see what we get. Luna, by the way, asked me to join her. She wanted to do a live with me right early, just a little bit ago. But I'm doing the show, so I can't do it.
Yeah, you know why though, big guy, right? Because she doesn't have her friends on right now. That's what happened, you know?
But you know, here's the thing. She has her built-in. She has like, that's what she was telling me though. You follow these people that you do battles with that you can go routinely with.
Yes.
She has like her rotation of people. But like she even told me the other day, she goes, let's plan a planned battle because she goes, those do big numbers when you plan it out.
That's what you have to do, yes.
Ryback, because I can get all the artwork done. Ryback versus Luna, best of 10 or best of 5.
Yes.
Get her like to send a picture.
That would be cool.
Hey, Luna, send me one of your OF pictures over in a bathing suit or something. And I'll get one of my Ryback wrestling photos and Hungary versus Brazil.
Hey, Luna, take out those flotations.
Winner. She puts all these stipulations. My stipulation is going to be winner gets her OnlyFans free 3-month subscription.
Hey, how about I'll give you 1 month of my TikTok earnings, and you give me 1 month of your OnlyFans earnings.
Bro, that by the way is that's actually a pretty good. Like if you did the battle, like you say somebody, you go, we're going to do a best of 10, winner takes all, and it's and then between the two of them, you send them because you could screenshot your earnings and send it over. Then after. That would be.
Oh, I see what you mean. Like, and then you'll have to send the earnings.
Whoever wins outright of the best of 10, but not a lot of people are going to want to go for that because that's.
No, nobody's going to want to do that.
But that you could also do something cool, like the winner, like a portion of it goes to charity. That's like you could do like a big.
Guys out here trying to get these TikTokers bankrupt.
Take them out one by one.
Yeah, he's like, you could have sent me everything.
You just see me making tweets like talking bad about Freddy Krueger because Freddy stiffed me. I beat Freddy in a best of 10, and he doesn't. He tries to claim that with the claw he can't send over the funds. He doesn't. He can't.
When I saw that, when I saw that Freddy Krueger pop up in my feed, I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then I hear him talking, and he's calling the girl like a slut and these things. And I'm thinking in my head, like, what is the world? No, he did it in a funny way.
No, I know.
He was laughing.
Yeah, no, he was dancing. They had that by the what's the guy that did the Super Bowl thing? The
Weekend.
Yeah, the Weekend song. They were like dancing to that. And like they were like doing like weird battle dancing. But dude, he does such a great Freddie. He looks like Freddie to me.
Good. He does it good, and he keeps the voice the whole time.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking in my head, that must hurt your voice so much to do that. Like, but I'm thinking, what kind of world do we live in? It's 9 o'clock at night. I'm looking at my phone, and Freddy Krueger's calling this girl a slut.
Bro, they keep going. Like these people, like I do like an hour and a half on there, and like I'm calling it a night, and then I go back and check, and these people are like going all throughout the night still. Like, but Freddie, Freddie is pulling in major numbers. But he's living good because you can tell Freddie looks like he lives in America because he's a little heavier. That's Freddie's eating pretty good right now.
Somebody, Alien said she X'd to battle Sean Caulfield.
I've got to get Freddie, but I've got to get their attention and I followed him because I want to do a battle with Freddy Krueger at some point.
Yeah, but big guy, somebody wants to know, Zygarde, who's a listener of the show, Jack, he wanted to know what your input was on this. Hold on, I have it. Okay, he said, "What I was going to Ryback first, predicted for next year's WWE Hall of Fame. One, the late Bray Wyatt. Number 2, Ken Shamrock. Number 3, the Smoking Guns. Number 4, Sable. Number 5, Finley."
I think those are all great choices. I can see that all of them being in. Ken, I don't know why. I don't know if Ken has what the issue with why Shamrock hasn't been inducted yet.
That's what I'm saying. Why, bro? Ken was like a huge, like it was huge for him to come over to wrestling.
He helped out make a lot of those guys too, because he was booked very well, but he put other people over too and helped. He made that period more legitimate too.
Yeah,
Brock and guys like them that got Austin, that got victories over him, like those at that time, that was huge. Because Ken was Brock Lesnar before Brock Lesnar was Brock Lesnar.
Exactly, big guy.
And he doesn't get. He gets credit, but he doesn't. I feel like as time goes on, until we always just focus on the now. I feel like there wasn't social media. He was and still is a huge deal.
Oh, imagine that him and Steve Blackman would have been way bigger if there was social media back then. Forget about it.
But even UFC in those days, they didn't make anything what the guys are making. And like, but Ken, to me, like, and I've had him on the show and I've talked to him. He's like such a down to earth, nice guy. Like he's such a positive guy. Like I feel like, but I know deep down, I know he wants to be honored and have the credit that he deserves with that. But like, I feel like he doesn't let it bring him down with everything. Like he just keeps living and doing his thing. But like, he really, really was, a big part of all that in that era. Like I loved him.
Absolutely.
With it. He was as big of a name as he was a bigger name than all those guys during that period.
Absolutely. It was huge when he came over. It was absolutely huge.
But I think like Vince, and I don't know how much, with Hunter at that period, and you hear different stories. I just feel like, but Jim Ross has talked about like Ken, and I think Ken has even acknowledged that, like, I think maybe he, like, I don't know if it was partying or what was going on, like missing some shows or some flights. Like there was definitely some other things that I think he is definitely acknowledged. But even so, but the fact though, he wasn't ever brought back or given another opportunity, and like I don't know.
Yeah, because like honestly, Vince is not a good guy, but he does give people second chances.
Yeah,
and
Brett spit on him and punched him in the face, and then he put over Brett at WrestleMania,
which is even more crazy.
Yeah,
right? But you notice one of the only people he never gave a second chance to was Macho, and people say, and Macho's my favorite, right? And like people say that Macho might have slept with Stephanie. That's the rumor,
that's been out there forever. With I wasn't there for that, so I don't know.
We weren't there, so I would never ever say that happened. I wouldn't know. And the only people that are saying it are like his ex, like girlfriend who hates him, like that kind of deal, like where it's like, can you trust that person, or are they saying it for views? You know?
It's one of those things that I don't know if we're ever gonna have the answer to on that.
Yeah,
and again, my thing is like too, I don't know the details of the time frame or how old she was, but like
exactly, yeah.
But who knows? It seems like I wasn't there, so I will never be the one that ever says that. If somebody else does, I'm sure they will, but maybe not. Who knows?
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's
that would definitely be a reason for that, him not being back.
For sure, but that those were like very few people he didn't give a second chance to. Like if they end up making up and like
bro, I told everyone here, nobody they reached out on the settlement with me to settle for the trademark a year before it was over and to repair the relationship. Literally their words. They wanted to repair the relationship to come back, and I said no. Whether they didn't want to acknowledge the past or anything. But like even with everything that went on, had I just said, "All right, let's make this work," that it would have been worked out.
Wow.
With it. That was after everything that had happened up to that point, which had been a lot.
Who reached out? Was it
they did? Their attorney, through their attorney on the document to my attorney, they reached out to settle and to literally repair the relationship so that we could work together in the future. Was their verbiage.
Wow.
And we didn't do it because they would not acknowledge the past and they didn't want to have the conversation and they didn't want to talk about the monetary amount tied into all of this with everything. And this,
they wouldn't want to refund you all the money you spent.
The doctor from when they threatened to fire me, they don't want to acknowledge that even happened with it. And I told Hunter, that's when I sent Hunter, when all that happened, I sent Hunter a long text and I just literally said, I go, balls into your court. I go, I will not lose a night of sleep or any of this. I go, I want you guys cut off for me though, if this doesn't, and that's on you. And I go, I know that I've done everything right with it.
Did he answer?
No, right? Not on that. But their attorney, when I had my deposition, we talked about it with it. I just told them, I go, unless you guys are willing to acknowledge what you guys have done in the past with it, I go, I can't. I go, there's no relationship to repair that in my mind. If you guys can't, that's part of repairing the relationship.
Is apology.
That and it is like in talking about it. And then they even said the attorney, he goes, well, we don't, feel that we're, financially the money that we're responsible. And I just literally go, it literally is free to have a conversation with that. Yep. I go, nobody's holding you up for $5 million to have a conversation with it. But they were the ones that reached out to try to get that. But what they were hoping for is that I would just settle with the trademark, that where they would let me have it, and then all of it would go away with everything, and then we could just talk about, we'll just do a new deal and come back. That wasn't happening. I don't have any interest. I don't need their money. Like, I'm in a position where I don't need that. And so I chose to.
You would have been miserable.
Yeah.
You would have been miserable.
And that's exactly. So I chose to spend more money to win the trademark from them with that, and just for my own self gratification on that, with everything.
Of course. Yeah.
And that's
big guy. I know you well enough now. You would have been miserable if you did that.
1,000%. It would have ate me away. Like the fact, and they would have tried to tie in an NDA, because they tried to squeeze those in on multiple times, the NDAs on things. And like I told them, no NDA. Like, they even did it again while all this stuff with Vince came out with the NDAs on talking about this stuff. And I told them, you guys don't own me anymore with anything. You're not telling. I don't have to sign shit. I'm going to go talk about all this. Actually, screw you. I don't care. But like, you guys are already suppressing my social media. What do you think? What do I have to lose? You're going to send a hitman after me? Do it. I dare you. Let it come. Like, you think I'm scared of death?
Like, what can you do?
I'm literally not scared. What are you going to do? Do it. Like, this is how I don't care with them. I go, you guys literally took everything away from me, and I walked out on you, and I've won everything back. You're dealing with the wrong one. Like, you are. I don't care. I don't care what lies you make about me. I know the truth. I don't care. Convince your little audience that I'm some evil person. I don't care with it. I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to win with it. And they messed with the wrong one.
Yep, 100%. Do you know what's weird? I just saw that Jake Hager announced his MMA retirement.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday too, actually.
He says that the Bellator was jerking me off. I like Jake Hager.
I do too. He's a good guy, man.
Yeah, and he has I like his purple hat that he wears.
I think I think he could be a much bigger deal in wrestling if they would let him.
For sure. Yeah.
I don't think, and I know Jericho, like, I thought, it was good initially when they helped get him in with AEW, but I thought they could have branched him off and let him just go do his own thing.
Yeah.
And let him, I just think he had a nice run.
Instead of being a part of a faction.
Yeah, because you get lost in the shuffle with all of that. I mean, that's one of AEW's big problems, I think, at times, is too many groups. With that, you need to focus on individual stars, and it doesn't really allow for as many TV spots, but it allows for bigger stars to be created. When you're in a big group, it's very difficult. The attention gets diverted amongst you get lost in the shuffle. It's very difficult with that.
Yeah, it never ends up, like, honestly, very few end up like breaking apart like friendly.
But you need
like,
you need a lot of TV time still, like Judgment Day. That's the thing in WWE. WWE's always been better in groups, but they don't have a ton of them either with it. And like that, but they have individual focus on the group still, even throughout the show, where they have singles matches, they have promos together. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's why it works. Yeah, because
But
they have their own individual character.
in
Yeah.
AEW though, they'll put all the people together, and their only time might be just for a promo backstage, and you're kind of in the background, or he's not saying anything all the time. So it's
Bro, you hit that spot on. Like,
bro, I see this stuff.
That is literally the reason why. You're 100% right about that.
And this is what they need, people there that know this, and you gotta. It helps. It's how you create stars. Whether you need that camera shot, that individual time that people need to see into your eyes. It's the window to the soul. It's selling the character.
True.
When you put 5 or 6 people in a group and only one person is over talking, it's very difficult to let those other guys, unless they are given equal time, have matches and then in time they can get over. But also though, they have too many groups, so they're just trying to get people on TV, and it's just kind of, it doesn't work that way. But I understand it is what it is. But I think if he was allowed to have the individual focus, and you just go, this guy is a physical specimen. He's legit. With it, you could put a manager with him if you want. If you don't want him talking as much, I think he's done plenty of talking throughout his career. Though, use him in the right way, he could be a great heel to put other guys over, and at the right time, but still get his heat with it. And I just think he's a guy that he's physically imposing human being that doesn't exist that much in pro wrestling, that you could take advantage of. And, he went over there and had a nice little run in Bellator. And I think he realizes too, though, that like the money, realistically,
it's not worth it,
because at this stage, like he's been a pro wrestler his whole life. Like realistically, do you think he's going to make more money if he'd stopped wrestling, or like goes there, but like it starts taking on better competition, in which he's at a disadvantage from all those guys that have been fighting their whole lives? He's been, even though he has the amateur background and he's done great, it's still the best bet. It's like, Brock, there's more money and it's better for life in wrestling. That's what you devoted your life to already. So why not just go all in on, with it? And I think that's probably, I would imagine, I don't know what the ultimate factor was, but I'm sure Bellator also was playing games with him, like you said.
For sure, yeah.
And you got to take care of yourself. Like all it takes is like you're one bad fight away, you get one bad concussion, then your pro wrestling career's over too.
Everything's over.
So I think that you have to factor that, like a lot of those guys are fighting, they don't have anything. He's got a nice, comfortable life. He's done very well. Beautiful wife and family, kids. So it's like, why at that stage, like, why not just keep making as much money as possible and doing what you love with wrestling? And you could still do all the MMA training. You're still tough. Doesn't matter. Like, it's not, be happy.
At least he didn't get knocked out like Fragile Phil.
Bro, but that's the other thing with pro wrestling. Like, not to say that would happen to him, because he's nowhere near, he's nothing like Phil and any of that. But like, if you go and you have a bad outing with that could affect your career too, though,
Yeah, that's true. But like these factions, you're so right. Like even like somebody like Julia Hart, or someone that I feel like might be a better singles character if you got to know them. You never get to know them. So how do you expect the audience to like them?
You need to be on TV every week, and you need to be involved in storylines every week. Everything. This is the one thing. But MJF has gotten over, but he's on TV every week. He's involved in storylines all the time. And I think, but that's not the formula for everyone.
No,
Jericho's done well because Jericho keeps himself in storylines. Cody did great over there because Cody was on TV every week and had himself constantly in storylines. But for the majority of people, they're just fitting him onto the show, and it doesn't work. And then nobody's hustling individually on social media either. So it's not. It's just you have a big group of. It's just not. You need. They've gotten some people over. It's very difficult to get over too, but you need the time. You need to be on consistently.
You need the TV time, yes.
If you've got 4 or 5 groups being shown on a 2-hour TV show, and you're seeing like 30 guys and within those 4 or 5 groups, bro, it's just like, it's impossible, because you got to have one group, maybe 2, and then you've got to have focus. Like, we're going to get these guys over individually over time. And I feel like that's the stuff they're going to get better at the time, though, hopefully.
Absolutely. Do you have any super chats, big guy?
Nope, no super chats in the old YouTube today. That might be the first time I have not seen anything yet.
Yeah, usually you get a lot, like a good
get amount, a decent amount usually of people with it. but it doesn't bother me. We've got those TikTok diamonds coming in, so those TikTok diamonds. YouTube doesn't want a super chat. Let's take a question from TikTok today, guys. Thank you for those likes and those diamonds. call me the big diamond. Why did you leave WWE? Oh, we got the really, really riveting questions on TikTok today. What do I think about Rich Piana? Unfortunately he passed away, but I don't, so I'm not going to speak illy of anything on that, but I do not think he was a good example for people in the fitness industry. And, he was more transparent than many. He was a huge steroid abuser. And I know some stories from people that were within that circle and lived a very dangerous kind of reckless life. I think recreational, drugs and things of that nature as well. And, God rest his soul though. And a lot of people look up to him and like him. His videos, he was entertaining. I will say that, but I wish he was able just to live off TRT and be happy and not, a lot of those guys that get obsessed with being so huge and muscular and overdeveloped and, the body, you can only do that for so long. So.
Was that the guy with the wife that filmed him like all messed up?
I don't know. That might be his girlfriend at the time, but he all tattooed up. He has the huge arms. He was like all the synthol in the arm.
I think that was him. Yeah, he was like all messed up, and then he ended up overdosing.
Yeah.
Right?
He was 5% Nutrition though was his company, and I think they still keep it going. Somebody's making money on it, but.
I saw that video and like the fact that the wife didn't or the girlfriend didn't call the cops or ambulance to make sure he was okay, bro, he was slurring his words.
Yeah, it was, but the stuff like that with people like that, that's their everyday life, like where they probably overcome it, where they like have little things like that, and unfortunately probably was used to seeing them like that.
That's true.
Where she thinks he's going to be fine because he was fine all the other times. It's just.
No, you're right.
It's tough, man. That whole industry, but that's why, like the whole health and fitness industry is like most of those people. It's not everybody, but most of those people are the unhealthiest people on the planet. Like it's all for show on the outside, and internally and mentally, they're all a mess. I try not to judge. I just stay away from it. But that's why I give people the healthy options with Feed Me More Nutrition and try to be honest with you guys on like this stuff can be done the right way. It's not. You just got it. It's part of a healthy mindset as well.
Yeah. Psycho says 200 diamonds equals $1. He said.
Okay, well that would be. I know. So I know the math because I've seen like 16,000 diamonds. Right, it's roughly. It might not be exact, but it's close to 80. But if we do the math on the 200, I'm sure it comes out to somewhere near that.
Oh yeah, that's what I got. I got 200.
Yeah.
So that was the math I got.
Yeah,
we were right.
We were spot on. Look at that.
Somebody's asking Jamaica, do you still get royalties from WWE?
Yeah, but one should be coming towards any time here any week on Friday. It's minuscule though. I mean, it used to be. I used to make a lot of money on those, and now because they I'm not in the games or anything. They don't. So it's just like it might just be like a few $100 or $400 or $500
they're
here.
Showing matches from you probably on the network or something.
Right? What I don't even know. I don't think we don't get paid for that. It's just for old merchandise or things that or DVDs that you're in that you get a small percentage of. And
oh wow!
Like they put me. The good thing is I was on a lot of stuff when I was there, but I went from making six figures on royalties to maybe $300, $400, $500, which don't get me wrong. It's it's a nice dinner out or something or whatever.
They said that about the boys were talking about that when about the video games. Like they said, I don't know if you were in the WWE yet, but like they said their first big check ever was from the video games in like 2008, I think.
Yeah.
And it was a huge check. Like Myers was like, my mom opened it by accident and looked at the number and she was like, holy crap. And then the next year they had signed with a different company and they cut their check in like 1/10.
So I'm going to tell you that I've talked about that. I'm going to tell you this story. Then I'll tell you the story first, and then I'm going to read this super chat. So they did that. So all of my experience there was during this. So I never got one good video game check ever, despite being in all of them when I was there. that they signed, that thing happened. This is where John Cena, they used him to come and do a talent. They did a talent relations meeting with Mark Carrano, and they had John Cena speaking for the company, that the company had done a bad deal and the company went bankrupt, and that the video game checks, we all had to man up, and essentially we had to tough this one out, that it wasn't going to be a good video game check this year, and it was only going to be for that year. It was whatever, 2012 or 13. And meanwhile, Cena, the guy making more money than everybody, is telling everyone that we have to man up. And this check, a lot of people depend on for taxes for the year and different things. And we're talking and I don't know, Hawkins is probably, I don't know if they were in the vicinity of like 60, 70, 80,000 in the past.
That's what it was roughly.
Yeah. So, and that number could fluctuate even a little more with certain people, but it went down. I think we got paid like 11 grand.
That is just blows my mind.
Yeah. And then, by the way, and then once they saw that everybody went with it, they kept doing that every year after.
It just blows my mind.
And there was no bad deal every year after, just so everybody's aware of how our generation got screwed more than anybody there. And there's nothing you could do about it. Nothing.
Yep.
There's literally, if you would be fired if you spoke up about any of it. And which people did. People expressed their frustrations. People raised their hand and go, look, we depend on this money. This is, that we're not the ones that made the deal with this. You guys have the money. You guys are making record profits. You guys could still pay us what we were getting paid. And then we got screwed on the network too. When they went over to the network, we quit getting pay-per-view bonuses, in which they started lowballing the pay-per-views my whole time there. So nobody was making what you were making on pay-per-view buys, because when pay-per-views, you would get huge checks. And don't get me wrong, we still would get checks, but they were nowhere near what people of the past were making on the pay-per-view model.
That's just disgusting.
It is. But disgusting. People don't want to have that conversation or acknowledge that this is like, they take advantage of all the men and women. And like, when I speak up about this stuff, it's not because I don't love pro wrestling. It's because I love pro wrestling more than anything. And I respect the men and women that do this. And a lot of them don't have the courage to speak up on this because they don't have another way to make money. I do with it. And so it's not right with it. But let me get this super chat out of the way. Trav Hamier, thank you. 20 spot made up for the
the lack of.
Chase is up furious right now. Ryback, got to meet you at Tribute to the Troops at Fort Benning in 2014. Thank you for the picture and autograph for my son. What memories do you have from that event? Thank you very much, brother. I enjoyed all the Tribute to the Troops we did every year. I could tell you it was always unfortunate how tired we were, because we would have to come from TV and drive in, and we would have to get literally just, and again, not crying over any of the situation, but we had TV that day as well. So we'd get in and get like 2-3 hours sleep. And then WWE would schedule us to go do like meet and greets all day and hang out with the troops, which was always really good. But all of us were always going on so little sleep with that. And then we would do that, which was all great. And we'd get to meet everybody. They'd show us different parts, and every year was something different. I remember going on one of the Navy bases and going on this huge ship under I didn't want to go all the way down because I don't like being underwater, but they explored the whole ship, and it was a really good experience. You get to meet the men and women, who serve and protect for us in our country. And so that part is all the good part of that. Genuine. I just wish we had more sleep and didn't have to do TV, where we could genuinely hang out all day and have a good time and go drink with them and just relax. But it was always a performance. So it was always a little stressed, just being honest about the situation. But the actual meet and greets prior to the show and everything were always a good time, and getting to meet you guys. And it always is very humbling to see how excited everybody gets meeting the wrestlers. And I think for us, it's humbling as well to see, because you guys are the real people, heroes essentially. Everyone looks at people different. Entertainers are heroes in the sense of helping people forget their problems. But we're able to do that because there's men and women who serve for us to protect our country so that we can live our lives in however we choose, with it. So I'm always very grateful for the men and women who do that.
Yeah, I agree. And thanks for your service. They must have been in the service, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So
it was always a good time though. And it's just, every year I'm glad I got to take part in all those. I'm crazy. They used to go to Iraq though, man. That's where they would have to.
Yeah, that's where RVD told them, no, I'm not going.
Yeah, I'm glad. Not to say that not just to meet the people over there, but I've been there once into the shows, and I wouldn't want to have to go over. I've heard some stories of how stressful that was for some of the people
Yeah,
But
I mean, it should be willingly, right? Like, I don't have any problem. I mean, I love that they do this for the troops, right? But like, it should be acts, not saying that you have to, right? Because some people don't feel comfortable going into a
war
war
zone,
country. You know, like, come on,
yeah.
like, so it should be asked.
But
not
that would, if
just-
you got to remember too, though. So what do you think would happen? Because Vince is going over there also. So I'll tell you what would happen if you or one of those
Vince
people.
goes too. Vince
Yeah,
goes.
Vince would go to those ones. He would go. Yeah, but if you would refuse to go or say that like you're not comfortable with it, it 1,000% would affect you politically backstage, creatively at some point.
Got it.
Everyone knows it, and they'll say no all day long, but at some point in time, it's going to affect you in a negative way creatively.
Wow,
So,
I didn't know that Vince went to that.
Yeah.
That's
he would be involved on those. He would go over, or even like with. He always brought R-Truth with him. R-Truth always entertained him. Because Truth is funny as all hell. So he would always bring Truth in like usually one or two divas with him every time. And they would go on a
in his plane.
Yeah, or whatever plane they would take. The different, like I don't know. But I just know however they flew, they went with him. Because Truth I know pretty well. And like Truth has some funny stories, but like he loves Truth because Truth is just like the funniest guy in the world.
Yeah, he seems to be.
And he don't care. He's been with them forever. So, but Vince always liked being around him.
You ever see that picture of Tupac and R-Truth?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, that's a really cool picture, man. Like I like it reminds you how old he is, but he looks so young.
He's aged very well. I'm actually happy he wasn't released because it's like the Dolph. I would have been sad, but he's out. I think with the injury with the leg as well. So I'm hoping like him, like even Braun, because with the neck injury and like Big E, those are guys. And just speaking honestly on this, is like guys with those injuries like that, and depending on Braun, obviously. If he's able to come back, he's been used very well, right? And but say if they don't know if he's going to be physically all right, those are three guys that they've got that like cut wise could be at any point if they get cleared or anything, or if they think that or it could just be letting their contracts run out. That would probably be the more realistic play, guys that are injured. That when the guys like that, if they don't think they'll be able to go anymore, they'll just let the contracts expire. To avoid anything legally, it would
make them look. Imagine cutting someone who's injured; it would make them look like the bad guy.
Yes,
and they don't want that.
Yeah. But it's that's where people when you're injured, though, it's on the back of your mind now, especially seeing that. You're like, shit. It's stressful, man. That's why it's just one thing when you're there, and there's nothing's guaranteed. You're just like, at any point in time, they could just be like, oh, we're done with it.
I just picture everybody on the talent roster, besides the main people that have nothing to worry about, just being by their phone, being scared, and that freaks me out. And even though it's not me, I have empathy for them.
It's a stressful life.
It's a stressful thing, man, because like we said, you're busting your ass, and it doesn't matter who you are, what you do. It matters how they push you, and it's it just sucks, man, because you have no control.
That's why I'm so happy now of the life and the freedom. That's why I tell people it really is escaping Shawshank, where you're like, wait, I can do what I want now, and just have a good time, and you don't have to worry about getting in trouble for saying something or for just anything. It's just such a crazy environment. And other people too. It's filled with a lot of jealousy and insecurity too, with a lot of people at times too. So it's it is people. You don't know until you're truly in that environment with it. But
absolutely, big guy, absolutely.
But with that, Sean, I think we're gonna wrap up today's show. I've got to get a feeding time done today too, and I'm gonna definitely do a TikTok live tonight though for at least an hour. So at some point.
Well, great show. Have a great day and enjoy the feeding time, brother.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you calling in as always.
Always, man. Later, guys.
Later. Take care, Shawnee. Good deal. Thank you, guys. You can join us on TikTok Live. Shawnee pops in. He does his live sometimes too, and then he joins. We did a team battle yesterday, and it was we're waiting. We want to do the team battle with the Brazilians. Shawnee got in a little bit of trouble taking off his shirt at one point. He also he can't smoke on there either. We got to do it off the camera. But Shawnee had his shirt off, and we don't know if the nipple set off the TikTok alarm. It's like the lunk alarm at Planet Fitness that alarm went off, and when the shirt came off, it was right after he hit a back double bicep. Great mass and width on that back double bi. With it, he's in bulking season. He's not cut down to stage form yet, but that back double bi also could have set off TikTok with it as well. With it, but join me on the Ryback Live on TikTok around 4 to 5 p.m. tonight. We're going to be going live again, and it's a good time with all of that. I appreciate all the love and support, guys. Check out my Feed Me More Nutrition on feedmemore.com, my Ryback Pepper Slam Chug Challenge on leagueoffire.com with that, and a new feeding time will be out Monday morning, and we'll be back next week, Monday through Friday, for the Ryback Show. iTunes reviews, greatly appreciated for you guys after this show. If you could swing by iTunes and leave me a review on there, really helps me out. Let's have a good one, guys. Have a great weekend. And until next time, my friends, stay hungry. Feed me more.
Hey, Rybackers, don't forget to hit that like button, smash that subscribe, and shell shock those notifications. For the best supplements on the planet with Feed Me More Nutrition and all the latest cool new Ryback merch, visit feedmemore.com.